Well, hi everybody. Oh Lord, I came back. Oh gee, talk about taking a trip, and never leaving the farm. All you got to do is turn the TV on. Uh, every time I think things are working out, I'm sure we all feel this way. Finally, that justice is winning over. It just looks like everything's a big cluster of. I I don't know what to say about that. I've got a million questions here, and one thing I want to ask about is all those documents that's missing. And believe me, there's more missing than they've got. That much I can tell you. I can tell you that. I've been being told that since the beginning, even before they seen them carting them off down to give to the Saudis at the golf tournament. I wonder how much of the stuff in those boxes that he was carting out of there he took straight to Westminster for that golf tournament to hand off to the Saudis and everybody else that showed up for it, people he had deals with to take those documents off his hands. But I do feel like there's copies of them somewhere. I don't know why, but I feel like there's copies somewhere. Even of the ones he gave away. Maybe not. He's not, doesn't look like he keeps very good records from the mess they found those in and all over his office and everything else. And maybe he doesn't even have a clue where half of them are. Who in the hell knows? But we will look to see. I'm going to pull some cards on what was in those boxes, and what's going on with this stupid judge, crazy lady judge. We know what's going on. The same thing that always goes on with him, just straight cheating. But that's another thing that I think was in those documents. I think there was proof in there that Russia helped him steal the election. Maybe not just written black and white, but enough of it that would have led directly to that had the wrong people got a hold of those documents. So I think that's another reason he was grabbing everything. He said it was stuff that he didn't want the deep state to destroy. Oh, he said he had to take the Secret Service documents or they would destroy him because they were about the deep state being against him or the Russia stuff. The Russia stuff. So does that mean some of that Russia stuff would have been exposed and not hid about them helping him win the election the first time? What does that mean? There may be stuff in those documents that show that Russia helped him get elected. Maybe we could draw on that first. Like I said, I got so much stuff here I don't even know where to start. But we could ask that question. So let me ask that first. And I'll just do a short poll to ask that first. Was there stuff in the documents that proved that he had help getting elected the first time? Because they are top secret documents. Maybe in stuff that they didn't even know that he was sneaking looks at. Who in the hell knows? I might shut that. I guess the camera's gonna. I don't know why touching this table should touch that table. Let me pull it this way a little bit. Maybe it's where it's not touching that, so I can at least use the cards without jerking the camera around. Maybe that'd be better. So was there stuff in those documents that showed that Russia helped get him elected the first time? we'll look and see, and then we'll go into everything. There's so much going on. It's so hard to figure out what to read on. I'm like a Libra in the middle of the street with the balloons, looking for what to read on next, and I keep getting caught by the nearest shiny object. Um, we're just going to start in the seventh house. We got the Five of Swords. Okay, yeah, he was probably cheating. They were probably helping him. The environment around that is temperance. I know that usually means to stop and wait or take a deep breath. But the minute I looked at that, I felt like it was saying a lot of people knew that was going on. People high up in the government, but maybe they thought it wasn't going to work, or they thought it wasn't going to help that much, or they thought there was no way that he was going to win anyway. But somebody knew. Somebody knew that there was interference going on in that election. Somebody high enough up to do something about it. But they didn't tell anybody. So that's what's going on there. And this is fear. He is afraid that the whole world would find out about it. That's another reason why he took a lot of those documents. There's some female judge, prosecutor, or something that's going to bring some of this stuff to light. So it looks like, yes, there was some bullshit going on to start with Russia helping him. Some of the people up in our government even knew about it, but they didn't think it was going to work. But now the whole world's going to find out about it because of some female prosecutor, judge. Maybe this is one of the cases against him. But this is going to come to light from a real sideways place. That's all I can say about that. I don't know. I might cut that out. That might be kind of silly to read on this late. It's been so many years ago. It's too late to worry over spilt milk. But some people in our government knew about that when it was going on. I just think they didn't think it was going to make a difference till he was already in there. And then I've got search warrant for Westminster, grave, also Trump Tower. Are they gonna? I'm gonna try a yes or no on. I know this sounds silly, but I can't leave it alone because I know how this man thinks. I've been inside his mind so many times. Is the FBI, I know they've got some phones tapped. I know they're watching him. I know they're watching everybody around him, especially since these documents are missing. Especially since their hands are tied on the stuff they've got already. They're probably doubly watching him. I just want to see if they have surveillance all around Westminster, especially where his ex-wife's buried. I'm sure he didn't put anything in there that he thought he might have to get to right away, but I still think they need surveillance on where his ex-wife's buried. If things get really bad and he feels like he's trapped, maybe trying to get out of the country or something like that, I don't know. There's lots of secrets in there. I don't know if this is political secrets or just blackmail that he's kept on people all his life. I got a feeling it's all the blackmail stuff that he's got in there. But anyway, I just want to see if they're surveillant. I'm just going to pull one card. Yeah, somebody's on it. Garland or somebody that works for him is definitely on that. So they are surveilling it. Let me get this and start wiping these out here so I know not to go back. I just seen something else I wrote down where they blocked the AIDS medicine in Texas. Anyway, that's been taken to a higher court. Maybe we can read on that later. But let's see, are they going to get a search warrant for Westminster and Trump Tower and other Trump properties? Okay, are they going to get a search warrant for Westminster, Trump Tower, and any other Trump properties where they think there might be some of those documents? I know they all probably went bye-bye at that golf tournament he had for the Saudis. Everything in those boxes, I bet, is gone. But anyway, let's see. Are they going to get a search warrant now that the hen house has already been raided? One thing I wanted to ask, let's ask that first. I wanted to ask, was there people at that golf tournament really watching and paying attention to what was going on? Did they have counterintelligence in there watching them because they already suspected that those documents were there? I don't know. I think they're dragging their feet. I have a feeling that they didn't even think to. I don't think they'd seen that other video of them taking that stuff there, but they should have known that's what he'd be doing if he had documents to give away. He'd be taking them to that golf tournament. They had to have known that. So, what's the question? Did they have surveillance at that golf tournament at Westminster he had for the Saudis? Did they have counterintelligence there? And if so, did they find anything? Let's ask the whole question. If so, did they pick up anything? Seems like if they would have blocked them from getting out of the United States with them. I don't know. They all had their own private planes. Maybe they didn't want to start an international incident. Who in the hell knows? Can't even get can't even do an investigation because of one little female judge that don't know her ass from a hole in the ground. So why would they be paying attention or want to start an international incident? They don't even want to start a domestic incident where it needs to be started. So let's see. Where was I at? Did they have surveillance at that golf tournament? And if so, did they know where a lot of this information went to and who it went with? They'll probably never admit it if they do, but let's just see. Well, somebody in the Biden administration was watching. And they did find some stuff going on. Look at this. It's a law card. It's the influence over it. I've got the Democratic card in the foundation. Well, this would have to do with democracy. But I still think this is the Democratic Party just being wimpy. I don't know why. I think maybe if they did even know that he was passing out stuff and people were leaving with it, I don't think they would have stopped the planes and caused an international incident or something. Or maybe they didn't want anybody to point a finger and say they were being political. Who in the fuck knows? It's getting ridiculous. When one judge is not even qualified to be where she's at or doing what she's doing or even be involved in this is holding up secrets that could hurt America, then we know that we're fucked. Let's just put it that way. What was I at? Did they have surveillance at that golf tournament? And if so, did they know where a lot of this information went to and who it went with? They'll probably never admit it if they do, but let's just see. Well, maybe they did get some information. The past on the present in this reading is the sun. So maybe that looks like they had people there at least finding out what was going on, who he was selling it to. Look at here. Here's the selling card. So what's that going to do? They're trying to figure out whether to let that news out or even let it out if they have a trial. This is bickering going on inside of our Justice Department. In the seventh house, this is stuff that the people need to know. They need to bring this to the surface, prosecute whoever needs to be prosecuted, and let the people know what's going on in this country. Even if it gets rid of a lot of the senior people in Congress. The ones that took money, the ones that have been being paid off for years, the ones that took gifts, who are scared to death they're going to find out that they've got the goods on them, which they do have the goods on them. And then I've got the Two of Cups in the outcome. I know they couldn't have stopped some of those planes and searched them at the last moment or whatever, or the whole world would have known about it. So who was the deal made with? Who did they make a deal with to not do anything about this, just to let them carry that stuff off? Because I'm sure they didn't know what was in all of them. There was some kind of deal made. They didn't want to piss off our enemies. I know they weren't false papers. Somebody was paid off. This is weird for these cards to turn up here. Some of our worst enemies. Paid highly for this this information. And I think our government knows about that, and they're lying to the people about it. I guess they don't want us to know. They paid a lot of money for it. Went to Donald Trump. Maybe they're following the money. I don't know what else is going on there. Another female prosecutor. What female? This is somebody that's is Trump's nemesis that's coming in. Maybe this is his friend. But she wouldn't be that high. She would not be a Queen of Swords. Maybe he's going to get called out and caught for it. Maybe if it's even under the table. I think they ought to give him some kind of military tribunal, but then they might, who in the hell knows with what's his name and his brother in there, they might end up putting the military behind Trump. What's his name? That stupid QAnon guy that used to be in Obama's administration, General Flynn and his brother. Who in the hell knows what's going on? I don't, not by these cards. It looks like they were watching them and they knew everything they took and they just let them take it. Maybe they got pictures of the money changing hands and they think that's enough. Who in the hell knows? Oh, I can't tell from those cards, that's for sure. So now that the goods are already gone, is there going to be a search warrant for Mar-a-Lago? I mean, for Westminster and the Trump Tower and stuff. So we'll ask that next. And by the way, if you're still watching this, my name's Lynn, and if you want a personal reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com, lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. And I've got a lot of openings, and I set up my own appointments, and I only have a few coming up this next week, so I can get you right in. So it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. And if you'd like a personal reading, please get a hold of me, because I really love doing them. It makes my whole day. It makes me feel like I'm doing something instead of just sitting looking at the walls. And I've made so many friends, and most of my readers are all repeat. And I'd say about 99% of them. But anyway, and I want to thank you for watching, and please hit the thumbs up and share if you like this with somebody else. And I hope I'm not being too downbeat. And I don't know what I'd do without your comments. And if you have any questions, if you write them in the comments, I'll see if I can answer. That's where I get most of my list here from, is from all the comments you've sent me. So, are they going to get search warrants for Westminster? That's one from there. I don't remember who did it. And they even mentioned the grave, and they also mentioned the Trump Tower. So let's just put these all into one. Are they going to search his other properties? Are they going to search Trump's other properties? Are they going to search Trump's other properties? Well, this is Trump. I keep getting this card for him all the time anymore. Being deserted by his friends and his backers. What's that got to do with searching his properties? Are they going to say they can't search him because he's sick? Or in the hospital? Or what in the hell's going on here? Let's see. They need to search some of Ivanka and Jared's properties too. Wherever they're at. Jared might have taken some of that stuff home. Here's Ivanka. He thinks he's got it hid really good. This goes back to the grave. I don't think there's any top secrets in that grave. I think it's all the blackmail he's had on people all his life that he's gathered, and the Inquirer's helped him gather, and all that kind of stuff is in that grave. Whatever he's got on Lindsey Graham and everybody else. Stuff's so important that he didn't want anybody to find it. Probably stuff on him too. So he thinks he's got it put away, hid deep enough, given away, or he's already shipped it out. He thinks his job is done, that he's already hid it all. But this is a yes. They're going to get a search warrant for it. I wonder why it's being held up. We got Russia again here. I don't know what's going on. I just think there's more information than even me, who I wasn't on this Russia kick. I figured they had something to do with him getting in, but not that much. But I think they've got so much information on the influence that Russia's had over the election and over him for his whole 4 years in office, that's what's coming out in the immediate future. That's just what's going to come out. Maybe that's the information they're going to find when they search it, because they're going to search it. But this is the immediate future, so that means if they are going to find this stuff by searching it, they're going to do this right away. Maybe as soon as they get some kind of jolt that they can go forward with their investigation. I don't know what searching another property would have to do with the case that's going on now, except they don't want to search it and get hung up again. Maybe they're waiting for it to get worked out. But you shouldn't be waiting for all that time with government documents that could hurt our security out there. It's stupid. But look this is interesting. This is what's going to happen if they search those properties. Whatever he thinks he's got hid there is not hid there. Look at this. Look at this. It would be his total downfall. It's right next to the funeral card. He might have to start pretending the next day that he had really lost it. We all know he's crazier than a wombat bat already, but he might have to start pretending and saying that he's crazy. He does have a backup plan. Maybe that's what he was talking to all those people at the golf course about. He has a backup plan of what to do, like he's got a plan A and a plan B, and this is plan B. Wow. So he really thinks he can cause a fucking uprising? I don't think so. Not just because they go search some more property. He thinks that property's safe because he thinks he's got enough bullshit going that they're afraid to look there. He's really having delusions of grandeur. So that's what's going on around the hopes and fears on that. If they do go there and find some of this stuff, they're also going to find a bunch of it's been shipped overseas. But, okay, let's go back through this. He's kind of worried because he's losing his support, and he's losing some sleep at night worrying about it. Trying to talk to his daughter about it, because get her to put some stuff or hide some stuff or take some stuff somewhere. He thinks he's got enough of it given away and enough of it hidden away, and he's not really, thinks he's kind of got it together. At least for her, that's her money put back. But yes, they are going to search that property, and they're going to find out something to do with Russia when they search it, even if they're not looking for it. And this puts the Ten of Swords in Donald Trump's back, which is a great place to have him. His plan B is to see how disruptive he can be, and that's something I want to talk about next, even before I go on to any of these other questions. And the outcome of that is they're going to find out it did have a lot to do with overseas and stuff. That maybe the whole time he was in office that he was communicating and getting a lot of his marching orders from maybe Putin and of course the Saudi, all of them. Anyway, so yeah, they are going to put out, I don't know what they're waiting for. Maybe waiting to make sure that they can get away with it this time without having some dumb unqualified judge to come in and tell them what they can do and what they can't do. I can't believe that they let it go that far, that they didn't nip it in the bud the first 24 hours. There had to be a way to do it. Anyway, the main thing I wanted to talk about before I even started this, I couldn't remember what it was I wanted to talk to everybody about so much. I wanted to talk to everybody about everybody being so worried that there's going to be trouble in the streets if they indict him. There may be a little trouble in the streets if they indict him. It's not going to be anything massive, but there may be some bloodshed. But we've got the military, we've got all the power, we've got Democrats in charge. If we're ever going to do anything about our country going fascist, it has to be done now. If we don't do it now, then we're just totally effed. So that's what's so stupid about that. He's threatening about there being trouble if they indict him. Just like a mob boss, he's going on and on about like he's got all the power, and he has none of the power. None of the power right now. It doesn't mean that there are not people there that might get angry and do stupid things if justice is brought, which it should be. But if they don't bring justice to him right now, at this time, and everybody else involved in this insurrection and everything else, then our democracy's gone anyway. So do they want to fight a huge war later? Or just have them come out and start shooting everybody in the street that don't agree once they take power over? Or do they want to nip this in the bud while we've got the government and the energy behind it and the power right now? If they're ever going to do anything about what's going on in the United States right now, they have got to indict him and bring him to justice. And that's just my feeling about it. But I've talked to other people that said, well, wouldn't that cause a problem? Well, what kind of problems it's going to cause if we don't take care of it? That's like letting your toe get infected and not going to the doctor because you don't want that toe cut off and you end up losing your whole fucking leg. Yeah, it's ridiculous. They've got to do something. They've got to do it now. You can't be afraid of some stupid threat from some fucking clown. Excuse me. Anyway, what was my next question? Sorry about that. I'm not cut some of that out of there. Okay. Stephen Miller, he's getting questioned already. I had that written there before he got questioned. Trump kids, yep, they're going to get pulled right into the middle of this. No sense in reading about it. And then what was the box loaded on the plane? These are way back going to Westminster. We know what those were. The rest of it. No telling how many documents he had. He had 4 years to take all that stuff out of there and nobody telling on him. That's who needs to really get in trouble, who was letting him get away with that shit. But here we go. We got Jenny Thomas here. Let me mark that. Let's read on her and see what I am. She's right in the middle of this shit. Way deep in the middle of it. And her husband, even for the Roe v. Wade stuff. Is she ever going to get questioned? Jenny Thomas. See what's going on with her. This is fun, people. Thank you so much. Oh, gee. Jeannie Thomas. Are you going to get your comeuppance? Are you just so secure because your husband's a Supreme Court justice? You both ought to be tarred and feathered. I don't think either one of them's ever had any children. She might have some. I don't know. If she does, I haven't heard about them. But here they're talking about even her husband's talking about even stopping contraception. That would be a good thing for a 90-year-old man and a wife that never had a baby to be behind. I don't know what in the hell's going on in these people's minds or where they're getting there. What's going on? Jeannie Thomas, what's going on with you? Well, there was a lot of money she handed out for her causes. She had it to give out. I got this for the influence over giving this money out. She is worried that she might be in a lot of trouble for this. She's worried that she might end up even being in deep doo-doo for this. Look at this. The foundation is, personally, I went into her energy to do this. She thinks that she's above the law. So she's still not really worrying about it because she's so sure she's above the law, just like Trump. But the more stuff comes out from the past of her influence on the present and what's going on now, there was so much money changed hands to get Roe v. Wade bought out and everything from the Heritage Foundation and all that stuff. She feels really protected because of all the money behind her and all the money that's been given to her to hand out. She feels almost equal to Trump. She's got delusions of grandeur. And she feels really untouchable. But that could change right away because in the 7th house, she's going to find out sometime pretty quick the strength of our government if they really investigate you. And that she's only one person, even if she is married to a Supreme Court justice. So it looks like they are coming after her. And the energy around this is they can't help but come after her because once they start following her the money, she's right in the middle of it. And she was really foolish to do this. She's kind of realizing that a little bit right now, but she figures that she can just fool them with smoke and mirrors. So she doesn't think she's in trouble. But I was asking if she was in trouble. So I'm going to draw, it shows them coming after her, but I'm going to draw another card or so to see. She thinks being married to the Supreme Court justice is going to save her. If not, she can leave the country. But it's not. Okay. I do 3 different clarifiers on that. So let's go back. It is coming out of all the money she paid out to all the different organizations and to get people there on January 6th, to get people, to get the abortion. Now they're even finding out, all the stuff that she sent to the Supreme Court. What did they call those anyway, to get Roe v. Wade overturned? So she's thinking she might have to leave not to get in the middle of this, but at the same time, she feels really protected. She thinks she's got special protection, just like Trump thinks he does. They do come and make her an offer to come in on her own. And she don't think she even has to do that because she thinks she's got enough money and strength behind her. But the law does come after her because they can't not after they start following the money. So she feels kind of foolish about it, but she still thinks she's got her smoke and mirrors because she's married to a Supreme Court justice. And she's even got a backup plan how to get out of the country. And looky here, she might have to because it ends with the Ten of Swords. So yeah, she's in deep doo-doo too. She's in a world of hurt before this is over. I can't wait. How about you guys? I can't wait. I guess we'll all have to wait. We've waited this long. We have to dream that justice is coming. If we didn't do that, what would we do? These cards back in here. Those three different decks work pretty good for clarifiers. I just set them up there right before I started. I was asking Rennie, what do? I want to do something a little different for clarifiers. So anyway, we got a 20 subpoenas following the money. Or there was a book that just came out that puts Barr in a bad spot. Let's ask about him. How much trouble is he in when they find out? When they start investigating him, I don't think they have enough investigators to investigate all the crime that went on in the last 4 years. But is Bill Barr going to end up in jail? Every time I read on him, it says he is. So let's go into Bill Barr. I know he's on an apology tour almost right now. I guess he thinks it's going to save his ass. Is he going to get in trouble for all the stuff he did with the Justice Department? He should be in jail for it. Let's see, is he going to end up? Instead of reading totally on him, I don't want to waste the time. Let's just draw 4 cards on him. This fell out. I don't have to. Yes, he's going to be in jail. Look at this. We don't have to draw any more now. So he's going to end up in jail. Those 2 cards fell right out of the middle. And I was only going to draw 4 to start with, so that answers it. So, yeah, Bill Barr is definitely going to the Hooskow. So this is something I've never asked the cards about. And I really don't know that much about it. I haven't had any. Usually I get hits on that kind of stuff, but I got like maybe it was a way out if things get really bad he was talking about. Some of the other readers said something to do with he was talking about seeing how much trouble he could start, but I don't think that's what they were talking about on the golf course. But this is Trump when he went to the Dulles airport and flew to his other golf course and all those people met him. What were they talking about? Was it something to do with justice? Was it something to do with... Maybe they were his runners that took some of that information off to other countries that he met out on boats before, or that he didn't meet, but he sent out on boats from Mar-a-Lago or something. Maybe he met them. Talked about the tunnels going into Mar-a-Lago from the ocean and stuff. Maybe some of the people from the yachts came in that way at night and came in, who knows. But what was he talking to the people about at the Dulles when he went. I was going to say to Washington, but I think it's the state next to it, right where his golf course is, but they're all right there together. But when he went to the Dulles airport in his golf shoes, and then went to that golf course with his ding-a-ling son, Junior, they both had a really worried look on their face. What was the emergency that they had to go talk to those people about? I hope you're all doing good. Probably getting tired. I got a lot of stuff to do today. I wasn't going to plan on going this long. I might have to cut this thing in half. So what was this all about? What was this all about? What was that meeting on the golf course with no clubs about? Meeting on the golf course with no clubs. That's interesting. Wasn't about playing golf. And they didn't look like maintenance men. So what was that about? Come on, Spirit, come in and help me. What was it about? This is weird. I got a yes card. Maybe it was, what did I just mention? Could have been some way to get him out of the country. That's weird to start out something asking about an incident like that and come out with a yes card to start with. So, yes, my feelings were right. My original feelings, what were they? Something to do with saving his ass is the only thing I could think of when I first seen it. And I also thought about this. Here's this sickness card again. / almost dead card. Or I will put out this predicament. If they even say, if they arrest him or indict him, within 24 hours, he's going to be so sick he can't get out of bed. Maybe that was the plan they were working out. Anyway, that's the influence over that. They were trying to make a plan of what to do if he did get indicted. That's what it is. It's a plan of what to do if he did get indicted. Whether to push with power and think that he could call out his army and scare people into unindicting him. What does he think is going to happen after it's already done? But that's what that meeting was about what he was going to do if he got indicted. It was all about, also about transferring some money. Look at this. And this is another yes card. So yeah, it was like plan B, what to do if he got indicted. Because they must have got their fingers into something or onto something. Yeah, it was if they wanted to cause violence in the streets. Or not. If they do it, it get nipped in the bud. Because that's this is just justice and calm overcoming violence right away. If they send people out, the military and everybody else in government would be right on their ass so quick it'd be over before it starts. Garland's already got a plan for that if something like that was to happen. This is not going to be where they don't have any police or anybody show up. Of course, who knows what side the police would be on the way they're acting. Maybe the other part of that meeting, because they were looking for different plans and they were definitely doing some troubleshooting, was maybe if they offered to tell him something, maybe that would be his best way out if he offered to give up information. They might go easier on him. Because underneath it all, he is really getting worried now. He's getting worried that the law is going to come for him from one direction or the other. He may not be able to slip out of it. And it also could have been about a third way for him maybe leaving the country. Look at this. Just cutting and running. So this is the meeting at the Dulles Airport. It wasn't the Dulles Airport. It was the Dulles, that golf course closest to that airport. They were giving him different options about what to do if he finds himself in deep doo-doo. Because there's a main female that's going to take him down. Here's this woman back again. Some woman is taking him down. And here he is making license plates, and we know he's not going to a real jail even if they catch him. But maybe this is him in isolation. Maybe he'll take up finger painting. Who in the hell knows? But yeah, that meeting was about alternate plans. Whether he was going to fake being too sick to do anything when they've really got the goods on him and he knows it. Talking about where to put money in different spots in case he wants to leave the country. Excuse me just a minute. She's back again. Let's see where I was at. Okay, I was picking these up and going back through them. This is the meeting at the day he went to Dulles with the golf shoes on and no clubs. So yeah. Oh yeah, my mind worked so well and distracted. Okay, this was money. This was what to do with the money. So let's go back to, and this is where to put the money in different places to hide money right now. He was working with them on which different ways to send money. That was the biggest thing. And whether he might try to cause violence, whether that would be a good idea. But it looks like there's not that much violence. If there is violence, it's nipped in the bud right away. Look at this. That's because Merrick Garland's already watching and already got a plan set up to take care of it right away. Not that he's in charge of everything, but between the military and everybody else in charge. Sometimes this is Biden. The people in charge already got plans how to take care of that. He's even think of maybe giving him information to try to talk his way out of it. Like if he tells him a lot, well, maybe even about some foreign people he was dealing with or something, if he can talk his way out of it. But the government comes out very sturdy in this. Don't want to deal his way. So then the outcome was him just cutting himself off, and this is cutting and running. So that's what that meeting was about, is the three different options he had. But there's a female that's got his number, and he ends up in some kind of incarceration. It won't be a regular jail or anything like that, but it looks like, and if they don't prosecute him and put him down, then we're all screwed. That's my feelings, not the card's feelings. There's sometimes you just have to stand up for your principles. You just have to do, especially when it comes to our government and our whole country going under because of fascists. So, okay, so that's that.